Christmas music is the worst, okay? I hate it. It's my least favorite time about Christmas. So this is my comprehensive list of everything wrong with Christmas music. I don't have any inherent issues with this song. I mean, honestly, I find it to be kind of relatable. It's just violently overplayed. It's the most wonderful time of the year, alright? More like the most stressful time of the year. Also, there's a line in this song that says, "There will be scary ghost stories." What kind of Christmas are you living, okay? I've never once, in my 22 years of celebrating Christmas, had a ghost story told. Especially a scary one, okay? I think you're like flipping around some holidays. That sounds like more of a Halloween thing to me. This one starts off solid until the line, "If only in my dreams." Alright? Like, are you actually going home for Christmas, or are you just fantasizing about it? I think there are a couple of other songs that also say this. This one goes, "'Cause just exactly at 12 o'clock he'll be coming down the chimney down." Okay? In what world? I have notes, alright? Santa wrote me as a child when he'd visit my house and be like, "Yeah, it was 12:17 in the morning and I delivered your presents from under the tree." That's not exactly 12 o'clock, okay? And it can't be, right? How's he supposed to go to 8 billion households all at the exact same time? That's a little far-fetched, alright? Maybe you got lucky and he did hit you first every year right at midnight. I didn't get that privilege, okay? Maybe I'm not in the right tax bracket for that. Who knows? This may be more of a problem with society than the song itself, but why is there a second verse that nobody knows? Alright? I have listened to this song 20 times a week for the past month while at work, and I still can't tell you what the second verse is, apart from the very first intro part where it was like a day or two ago. But yeah, it's just like not a memorable verse at all. Now I've heard two versions of this one. One where it just kicks in immediately and it's like, "Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer," like that. But the other one starts out by naming these other reindeer. You know, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, whatever. And then it goes, "But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?" You just named these other guys and be like, "Yeah, but do you know the famous one?" Like, yes, that's the one I know. Right? You can go name me a dozen war generals from the Revolutionary War. I don't know them. And then you're like, "But have you heard about George Washington?" That's the only dude I recognize, okay? Where is Christmas Island, okay? And does it have Moai feet? Because I may be more interested in going there than Easter Island, if that is the case. So the song goes, "Mele Kalikimaka" is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you, but it kind of isn't, right? It's not a direct translation. It's more of a phonetic adaptation of the word. Hawaiian has a very limited alphabet, and they have rules against consonants going back to back. So that's where that comes into play. This one's really a problem with the wording of it, because it goes, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know," which in my mind is either saying that you used to have a snow-filled Christmas all the time when you were younger, or that it never happens now that you're older, which both could be true or false, and also highly dependent on geography. So, having Christmas every day just sounds exhausting to me. Okay, I do 4 Christmases, like the movie. I would not, I would not want to do that every day. You know, Maybe this one's just me, but it sounds like too much. This one has a line that says, "Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me," which I find to be just weird. She's like, have a great Christmas. Give your wife a kiss for me. That's strange, okay? I'm not kissing her for you, I'm kissing her for me. Creep. Who is Susie Snowflake? I assume that it's like Santa's cousin, okay? Susie had her dad. He was Santa Claus, and she grew up wanting to be Santa Claus. She idolized him. Now, Santa, that's a male role, and as Susie's dad didn't have any sons of his own, it got passed to the next of kin, which was his nephew, Kris Kringle. So Kris Kringle assumed the role of Santa Claus, and Susie was like, well, I want my own thing, alright? So she became Susie Snowflake. In my head, that's how it goes. However, there is no like weird 1960s stop-motion movie about it, and also, her backstory isn't explained in the song, right? In Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you learn he's a mutant reindeer who got teased a lot and then one day grew up and saved Christmas, okay? And Frosty the Snowman. Some kids built a snowman, put a magic hat on him, he came alive, and they got on into all these shenanigans. Susie Snowflake doesn't have that. It's just, she's tapping at your windowsill to do something. I don't really know. I wouldn't wish that many birds on my worst enemy, alright? Let alone my true love. Okay? And I'm not even, like, necessarily adverse to birds. But that's a lot. Now, all that being said, there are some that I do enjoy a little bit. Not a huge Paul McCartney fan, don't really care for the Beatles, but it is a peppy, upbeat, funky song, and it breaks up the monotony of a lot of these other songs. Christmas time is here, okay? From A Charlie Brown Christmas, the Vince Guaraldi Trio did the music for this. Lee Mendelson wrote the movie and also the song, and he had his son's class sing the song, which I think is pretty cool. It's a good movie, it's a good song. Nothing really stands out to me about Winter Wonderland. However, in the 5th grade, I did interpolate the song in order to complete a history project, or history assignment about the Stamp Act. So, it's got a few points in my book. Everyone knows Ariana Grande ruined my life, alright? But she's got some pretty good Christmas songs, okay? I'll give her that.